Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Nina, and if you're new here, I do motherhood and homemaking videos, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys what my 7-month-old eats in a day, and this is going to be a realistic video. We are doing baby-led weaning, and I know that a lot of the baby-led weaning videos that I've seen in the past always show these picture perfect 3-course meals for their babies, and honestly that's not always the reality. So I'm going to show you guys what my little one actually eats in a day, starting off with her morning nursing session. So it is about 7 a.m. now. It's when she usually has her first feed. I am still fully nursing her about 3 to 4 times throughout the day, and then I do give her meals in between. Like I said, we started baby-led weaning about a month ago, and I really love this method of feeding little ones. We did it with our toddler before, and I feel like it worked really well, and I am trying to be even more consistent this time around. So her morning feed is the first thing that she has when she wakes up in the morning, and then I'll have her do some independent playtime. We'll wake up her toddler brother, and then in about an hour we will do her first meal of the day of solid foods, which will be her breakfast. So I'm making Lily's breakfast. It's been an hour since her first feeding. For breakfast today, we are doing pancakes. I'm using this Birch Bender's pancake mix. I love this one because it's a plant protein based and it is vegan, so it doesn't need eggs or any dairy to make the pancake. You can also make a simple banana oatmeal pancake if that's something that you would rather do, but I find this mix to be really easy because you just add equal parts of the mix and water, so it makes for a really quick and easy breakfast. I found this mix when I was actually doing baby-led weaning with my now toddler because he had a dairy allergy, so I had to find some good dairy-free recipes for him. And I tried a few different pancake mix without the dairy, but it was hard to find one that had a good consistency. This one I feel like has a really good consistency and turns out well. I am adding in some blueberries just to add in some fruit while I'm cooking this pancake. When I'm introducing a new food with baby-led weaning, I'll try to do one new food every other day. I know some people do it every day, other people do it every 3 days. Definitely go with what your doctor recommends, but that's where I feel comfortable, is doing a new food for 2 days and then introducing the next food after that, just to make sure that I don't notice my little one having any type of allergic reaction to the new foods. I prefer to have my husband or someone home with me if I'm introducing a new food for the first time, just in case my little one does start to have any sort of allergic reaction. I prefer not to be by myself with the 2 kiddos, so I make sure someone is there with me. I also avoid introducing new foods right before nap time. I'll make sure that I feed my little one a new food and then wait 30 to 45 minutes after the new food to make sure I don't see any signs of an allergic reaction before putting my little one down for a nap. This next pancake is actually for my toddler, so I'm adding in some chocolate chips. He loves chocolate chip pancakes for breakfast, so that's what I'm doing with this pancake. This morning I'm serving pancakes with a side of fruit. For my fruit, I'm doing banana. I'll show you guys how I cut the banana for baby-led weaning. I do highly suggest that if you're doing baby-led weaning, you follow Solid Starts on Instagram, and they also have a website as well, and they show you how to cut different types of fruit and veggies and just have so many great resources if you are a new mom or you're doing baby-led weaning for the first time. Solid Starts also has an app that you can put on your phone that is so helpful with lots of great resources, so I'll link that down below. My little one had the food in her hand before I could even pull out the camera. She went right to eating and exploring what was on her plate. She was so happy. And of course, with baby-led weaning, yes, some food does end up on the floor sometimes, but that is okay. I usually put my gather mat on the floor. I love this mat because it's super easy to clean. She's also wearing her gather bib, And I find these to be my two main essentials when I'm doing feeding with baby led weaning is her bib and her mat, which makes for an easy cleanup. And I just wipe down the high chair after we're done as well. I feel like a lot of people are afraid of baby led weaning because they feel like it's so messy, but it really does not have to be if you have just the proper tools like a little bib and a mat to go underneath the chair. I also have noticed that it is so important to be patient when it comes to baby led weaning. It really does take time for your little one to explore what's on their plate, and sometimes it takes a few minutes before they even start putting the food item in their mouth. But that's totally normal, and it's part of the process of your little one learning to deal with new textures and learning how to eat because it is new for them. And at this age, it's really not important how much food your baby is eating. It's more important that they're learning how to eat and learning to appreciate and enjoy new foods. Also, guys, if you're interested in what my toddler eats, let me know and I can do a whole video on what my toddler eats in a day. But back to this little girl, she is eating away and exploring her food, getting just a few pieces in her mouth, and of course some pieces on the floor as well. This meal was pretty easy when it came to cleanup. So for lunch, we're actually going to be on the go. So I did say this was going to be realistic. This is what we're eating for lunch, guys. We are eating some organic baby tubers from Happy Baby. My little one loves these. They're great for on the go as a little snack and also to keep your little one busy. And I don't always have time to do 3 full meals, so that's what I did for lunch. Now for dinner, I am going to go ahead and boil some sweet potatoes and make some spinach, and I will show you guys how I cut the sweet potatoes and what I'm going to make with my spinach. So I'm going to first use some oil. I accidentally put way too much oil. I did not need that much, but I'm going to go ahead and cook up some spinach for my little one that I'm going to use to mix with yogurt to create a meal for her, which I'll show you. It is so important to expose babies to different textures and colors when it comes to food to help avoid picky eaters in the future. Spinach is a great choice because it is high in iron, and iron is something that babies start needing around 6 months of age. So I do try to incorporate spinach into our food at least a couple times per week. So I have both the sweet potatoes and the spinach cooking. I'm cooking the sweet potatoes until they are soft and easy to pierce with a fork all the way through the center. Once they're done, I'm just going to let them cool off for a minute so it's easier for me to cut them without burning myself. And then I will move them over to my cutting board. And for the sweet potatoes, I'm going to chop them into quarters first, and then I might make them a little bit smaller. Each piece should be about 2 fingertips in width. Like I said, check out Solid Starts because they will show you exactly how to cut every single item for every single stage of baby-led weaning. So for your infants, and then as they get older, as things can be cut differently, it'll show you how to do that on there as well. I am not an expert or a doctor, but I do follow Solid Starts all the time. For the spinach, I'm actually going to mix it with Greek yogurt. I would suggest getting a plain Greek yogurt, but I grabbed the wrong one at the store. But I'm mixing it up with the spinach. I know it's something we wouldn't necessarily eat, but babies have no prior experience with food. So what might seem odd or kind of weird to eat of a combination of foods for us is not necessarily weird at all for them. And it can be a good way to get your baby to eat more spinach is by putting it in something that they might like yogurt or something that is easier for them to eat. For this, I am doing preloaded spoons, so I'll scoop up the yogurt and spinach mixture and I will hand the spoon to my little one. I also sometimes guide it to her mouth, but I do try to let her be in control and teach her how to feed herself. It's really amazing how quickly your baby will pick up on bringing the spoon to their mouth and being able to eat with a utensil with some help, of course. Again, patience is key. It did take quite a few minutes for my little one to start eating the sweet potatoes. I would say mealtime usually takes about 20 to 25 minutes of sitting, talking. I show my little one how to chew and model by taking a piece of the food and bringing it to my mouth. I try really hard not to intervene or correct her while she's eating. That can easily frighten a little one, so I try to make it an enjoyable experience, not only for her, but for our whole family. As a reminder, your baby-led weaning meals do not have to look picture perfect. So many baby-led weaning videos have these perfect meals, which can be overwhelming. So don't feel like you have to give your baby a 3-course meal on a beautiful plate every time. You can make it simple, serve one food, and put it right on the tray if that's what you want to do. One thing to note with baby-led weaning is that babies have a gag reflex, which is very different from choking. I definitely suggest following baby-led wean team and taking a CPR class. This is what was left over from this mealtime. It was a little bit messy on the high chair, but our pup helped clean up what was on the floor, and our gather bib did a good job of keeping her outfit clean. I do suggest getting a stain remover. I'll show you guys the one that I use to remove stains that end up on our clothes after mealtime, and it takes it out right away, which I love. This is the one I use from Miss Mouth. We're going to do our nighttime feeding session. This is the last feeding session of the day and the 4th time that I have given her milk. And I am going to feed her, and then we'll start getting ready for bedtime and do our nighttime routine. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, drop them down below, and I'll see you in my next video.